Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I have my kids with me this week because of Thanksgiving. So I've been a little behind the 8 ball today. I actually went and threw baseballs to my 9-year-old. He's my switch hitter. We're keeping that developed. And anyway, so something I haven't brought up in a little while, but I wanted to bring it up because they're doing their Black Friday sale already, and that's Pure VPN. I'm going to put this link and another link at the top of the description of this video. They're doing an 82% off, and I think it starts now for the next 4 days. And so 82% off, and it's a virtual private network. Those of you that aren't familiar, this is one of those things that applies to everybody listening to my voice, because if you're listening to my voice, you're into crypto, I guess. And so if you have a computer and you're buying crypto or your phone, you can put your VPN on both of them. It's a virtual private network and lets you surf the internet anonymously, because there's a lot of bad guys out there, especially when the market's going up. So if you don't have an antivirus software and you don't have a VPN, you need to get both today. This is the VPN, 82% off for the next 4 days. So go click the link in the description of this, and you can go get one. It's a download. It's pretty easy. Also, I haven't mentioned unstoppable domains in a while. You got Christmas coming up. These things, you can get these NFT domains for as low as $20. They've got .zil, they've got .crypto, .coin, .wallet, .bitcoin. They didn't have all these when I went back when I was talking about this a few months back. And if you go down, it says, building decentralized digital identities for the world. Use NFT domains as yours. Universal username access to apps and websites, website URL, payment address for wallets, and much more. So you can get these domains, and then you can use them instead of having a long address. You can use these to be paid to. So like I've got like digitalassetinvestor.crypto, and I could give that to people and they could pay me in several digital assets, and it would all come to that address. Pretty darn cool stuff. Plus you can build, the coolest thing to me, one of the coolest things, is that you can have a decentralized website that nobody can take down. This day and time, that's pretty powerful. I'm going to put this link at the top of the description of this as well. Wanted to show this from Dark Defender. Hi all. XRP strolling around the critical support, $1.01. Since this isn't broken, we can expect a reversal. 4H chart shows the hidden bullish divergence on RSI having a double tap on price. I am a stubborn man. I am GD bullish. Let's keep on. Says let's keep an eye on 101. This is important. And then I didn't show this one from the other day, but it's significant to me. The Joker, who is retired, I believe. XRP and XLM and Algo. I own all three of those. XRP and XLM are my top holdings. I believe they are the most undervalued crypto in all the crypto land. He says charts to be watched 3 years accumulation. When they break out, 10 times minimum is my target. I agree with him, and I think it could be more than that. But let me show you something else that I find very interesting about XRP and XLM. This is Coin Paprika. You can click on this button, which I did. All-time high. Percentage to the all-time high. We've watched all of these digital assets surge and go crazy in this market. What's been held back? XRP. There's no digital asset that has been held back more than XRP. So look at the percentage to all-time high, 271%. It's important that everybody listening to my voice knows there are two digital assets that have always tracked each other ever since I got in this, and I've always wondered why. XRP and XLM. In my opinion, they are two of the most technologically advanced cryptos of all of them. Now look, so XRP is versus Bitcoin is 22% Ethereum, and we know that there's been a marketing machine to perpetuate the lie that these two are somehow technologically superior to others, and they're just not. And I've been exposing that for years now. But look at XRP can run circles technologically around both of those. It's got 271% to its all-time high. Now let's go down and check out Stellar. Stellar also is in the same kind of situation, 176% to its all-time high. But do you want me to show you the most interesting thing about these two? Just by pure coincidence, they both hit their all-time high on the exact same date, January 4th, 2018. Both of these digital assets. Now, what are the chances? I don't think, well, there is, let's see. No, there's no other digital asset that hit its all-time high in the, in these top or first pager that I'm aware of. They just happened to hit their all-time high on the very same day. How weird is that? I've always found that fascinating. Okay, moving along. Mr. B ran a poll. Let me hit the refresh button here. What do you think is holding up a settlement in the SEC versus Ripple case? Looks like most people say that it's SEC does not want to give XRP clarity. Ripple negotiating a fine is the small percentage. So the highest is both Ripple negotiating a fine and SEC clarity. So, that's probably true. Who knows? But anyway, interesting poll. Now, ProCoin News. Now, if you haven't checked out ProCoinNews.com, you need to. They are the official sponsor of the Digital Asset Investor Hunting and Fishing Club. And they kind of got that name. It was kind of a joke. But now I'm going to have camouflage hats and ProCoinNews.com stickers. And we're going to have them out at my hunt club. And I'll actually run some video and show you pictures of things we're doing out there. You'll find that interesting. I'm really glad to have them as a sponsor. But they're doing cool things. In this particular case, here's a guy. He's a candidate for U.S. Senate they interviewed. I'm going to play the last half of this.
All of those fees. I think they're going to be a great play in the future. I just once the SEC stuff kind of gets behind them, the investors are going to start coming back, and then we can kind of take it from there. I don't know though how much damage the SEC has done to XRP per se, but I did look at the chart, and I do think within the next 6 to 8 months it'll have a nice recovery.
Yeah, and it's right now it seems as if they got a lead in the case, like they're up in it. But if XRP is able to establish themselves and overcome this SEC lawsuit, they will be deemed as the crypto that took down the SEC per se, and that's just going to wild up people.
And then when that happens, that it'll overnight that token will probably explode.
Yeah.
It'll be like SHE, but you won't exactly know when it's going to happen until it does.
Yeah.
Overnight, explode. I like the sound of that. I don't think there's any question about that. Now, this is an interesting clip from Digital Assets Daily. This is Alex Holmes from MoneyGram, and now remember when the SEC dropped their lawsuit, they when they dropped the lawsuit, Ripple had a partnership with MoneyGram, and then MoneyGram dropped the partnership with Ripple, and then they end up going with Stellar. But listen to his thoughts on it.
Why did you feel Stellar is a better fit than Ripple?
The Ripple product was very, very different, right? We were doing a lot of back end, foreign exchange trading cross border. I think as we've said, many times, the process and the technology worked, and we had a great experience with Ripple. They tend to focus on a lot of the back end pieces. They're obviously focused quite a bit on cross border funds flow through RippleNet. With the changes and the challenge that the SEC put forward, it was very difficult for us to continue in that relationship based on the way that was structured, and so we both agreed to move on. The partnership here with Stellar is very, very different. It's much more focused on the front end consumer and the ability to interoperate between fiat and the stable coin. So a very partnership. Stellar approached us with the idea. We thought it was a great one. Again, MoneyGram wants to be very proactive and very progressive in innovation and pushing forward across blockchain. And thinking about how we can bridge between the two different worlds. So we're excited about it, and I think it's a great partnership.
I wonder what the SEC told MoneyGram about Stellar. Or did they? Because they worked with Ripple without the without the SEC telling them they couldn't. I wonder if they said anything about Stellar. Now, here's a good one from Bank XRP. Listen to this video.
National Exchange and Ripple Services have started a tie-up long before, that is 2019 June. And we are in line with 4 countries: Egypt, India, Philippines, and Sri Lanka. And we have a strong relationship with Pakistan corridor. And of course, this is our second highest number of transactions taking place to this corridor.
And what a fantastic occasion today as we celebrate this wonderful partnership. From a Ripple perspective, it's great to see Bank Alpha connecting with Lulu Exchange in order to really accelerate financial inclusion in the region. Additionally, from a Ripple perspective, we are thrilled that this partnership is going to be connecting by our global financial network, RippleNet. And we see this as a critical part moving forward. So we are extremely excited by what the future holds for all of our partnership here as we look at new partners in the future and really growing and working together to really enable partners, customers to basically benefit from the efficiencies the Ripple network can provide them. Thank you.
It's a great honor to be partner and pioneer and in pioneering the payment services, cross-border payment services and remittance services, which is a great initiative. I'm
going to stop there because I've got to show you some other things. Just go to Bank XRP's thing. I'm going to skip some of these things because I'm trying to get to. I do want to show you this. John Deaton. He was retweeting this. Gary Gensler had tweeted out, when considering an investment opportunity, be cautious if you spot any red flags. Well, John Deaton had put out his own red flags. SEC official being paid millions of dollars to provide regulatory clarity for his law firm's clients. Chairman who votes for an enforcement action against the client's competitor. SEC official allows investors to write a free pass speech and then works for those investors. All right. Let me head forward. I think I'm going to skip this video, even though it was good, but I do want to make the point. The Ethereum free pass was designed to create a monopoly for token issuance and DeFi. Make no mistake, folks, these people worked to do this. We have the timeline, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. But if you remember, Rosalind Layton wrote a Forbes article, and in it she wrote this: follow the money. Why does Coinbase get a Wells notice while crypto lenders like Aave, built on Ethereum platform, get a pass? This was to give Ethereum a free pass. It was to give allow them to have a token factory that only for tokens issued on Ethereum, and it was so that DeFi would only be run on Ethereum. That's why they did all of this. You can, now that I've stepped away and I see it clear as day, that's what it was for. Now, this leads us into this. Ron Hammond, who used to work at Ripple, tweets this out. This week in Congress and crypto, it's official. On December 8th, several crypto CEOs will testify in front of the House Financial Services Committee. This is a big hearing, and it will cover a variety of topics. A quick thread of the kind of questions we are getting here in D.C. And then he goes through the things that they're going to go over. First, stable coins. Second, DeFi. Third, Twitter. And this is us. I'll get to that in a minute. Fourth, climate. Fifth, its use cases. Sixth, gas fees, which are a problem because proof of work doesn't work. We've been saying it for years now. Ryan Zagone was telling these guys this way back in the day. That we're only in this situation, folks, because a small group of people got together and tried to make this an Ethereum Bitcoin monopoly. That's the reason this is happening now. The only reason these congressional hearings are happening is because of social media. If you didn't have social media that called these people out and put all the pieces of this together, they would not be talking about this now. They had their free pass. They were headed off into the sunset until then they had to drop this Ripple lawsuit. And they, not only that, but the people that were involved, they had to gloat. We've shown you their videos. You know who they are. They had to gloat. They couldn't just take their free pass. They had to gloat and to more or less make fun of all of us. Okay? So Okay, now it's our turn. So now you all get to work on behalf of the whole industry instead of forming some working group to just get Bitcoin and Ethereum a free pass. Now, I retweeted, Ripple had said this when he saw the tweets from him. Said, can we get some knowledgeable, accredited, and published media, journalists, Twitter, YouTube, or news to be at this hearing? We need a well-rounded echo chamber versus the one-sided of the past. And I retweeted that, and I said, exactly. This can't once again just be the same people who were in the venture capital working group working on behalf of two digital assets and not the entire industry. You know who you are, and we do too. All right. And then I retweeted it again. I said, this means nothing if Brad Garlinghouse or Chris Larson or Stuart Alderati are not there. And you may as well throw Jed McCaleb up there in front of Congress because he's never had to answer for anything. May as well let him do some talking too, or be asked some questions. But this right here, and I don't know if Ron Hammond meant it to offend or what, but I've seen a little bit of snobby stuff coming out of DC. But don't forget, write it down. It's the fact jack. If you don't have John Deaton and you don't have some of the people out here on social media, you don't have these congressional hearings. They weren't going to do anything except pull off the caper that was being worked on for the last few years until we showed up. That's the fact, Jack. It just is, okay? And don't let them minimize it. They can call us whatever they want. They can, I've seen it all. They're conspiracy theorists. Now listen to this. Third, and the other day we heard Michelle Bond say, you know, it's well known. I don't like crypto Twitter. Like minimizing all of you people's contribution out there. Don't let them do it. Without what we've done, none of this happens. And you know what? Half of them are probably upset because they're all a bunch of regulators and lawyers, and they were outdone by a bunch of social media warriors out here who want nothing but a level playing field and the truth. That is the deal, folks. Social media outdid an army of Harvard and Ivy League lawyers. And that's probably what they just griped their asses more than anything. And good. I'm glad. Okay? Because that's the deal. That's the deal, is that all the social media people out here just body slammed a bunch of Ivy League attorneys who think that they're supposed to close doors and make all the rules. And the fact is, the people at some point have enough. And we are thinking about our children's futures out here. We're not trying to be the smartest person in the room and pretend like we know more than everybody else. We just want the right thing done. And that's all we've ever wanted, is a future for our kids. And the future does not involve Jamie Dimon deciding what all of our kids are going to have and not have. That's not what I want my kids' future to have. So, back to this. Third, Twitter, and unfortunately this is rising in prominence in our meetings. DC has learned that the best way to understand crypto is to go to Twitter. However, many things C-suite executives and influencers say on Twitter are viewed as vitriolic and condescending to DC audiences. Well, let me tell you, if telling the truth and showing their own words in video and showing facts and timelines that none of them have addressed, John Deaton has put out too. He put out his own timeline and he said, these are the facts and they are not in dispute. None of them want to dispute. They don't want to point to any of those facts or any of that video of their own words. And they don't want to point at that and say that's wrong. What they want to do is put labels. Oh, vitriol, condescension. And, it's just a bad thing out there. That's what they want to do. They want to paint you. We're conspiracy theorists. No, we're telling the truth. We're pointing to the truth, and we're asking if our country has laws anymore. We're asking if anybody is held accountable who has a bunch of money or has a bunch of contacts anymore in the United States of America. That's what we're asking. So, you want to call me vitriolic or condescending? Or I'll tell you what's condescending. I think it's condescending to have a chairman of the SEC who stands up and says, we think the rules are very clear. But I can't talk about Ethereum. because I don't want to get into any particular digital asset, but even though I know there's a timeline out there, I know the video, I've seen all the videos, and we can't talk about that. We're just, even though that's what's guiding the market, Bitcoin and Ethereum being given a free pass, we can't talk about that. But don't say anything or challenge us on it, because that would be vitriolic or condescending, or it would make you a conspiracy theorist. Don't do that, right? No, we've got the timeline, folks. The timeline. We've got the facts. We got the video. The game is up. Look at this. This guy retweeted that thing that I consider to be offensive. He retweeted. He says, this particularly, have had convos with regulators and congressional staff to this effect. Instead of saying LOL, insert Bitcoin, Ethereum, blockchain, smart contracts, DAOs, fix this, you dummy, be constructive. The inclusive future we want to build doesn't happen without bringing everyone along. Well, if we had not done what we did on Twitter and social media, it would have been the Bitcoin and Ethereum monopoly. That is the dirty little secret here, folks. And if we hadn't stepped up because they went too far and they stomped on the people too much. So I retweeted his tweet. I said, the game is up for Bitcoin and Ethereum are the only solutions narrative, and they know it. Lies don't stand the test of time. And that's exactly what this has been, is a marketing lie. Now, I retweeted that tweet by Ron Hammond, and I said, without Twitter and social media, none of this happens. The timeline put together by average people that knew something wasn't right is what put all of this in motion. Don't let them minimize or downplay it. Any of you congressmen want to be a hero, show the timeline. You don't even have to show the timeline. Just mention the timeline. Mention the videos you've seen. You've seen them. Mention the John Deaton's tweet about these are the facts and they are not in dispute, because they are. John Deaton's no conspiracy guy. John Deaton's an attorney, and yet they may not like that. Now, here's the Financial Services Committee. This is where it's all going to happen. The full committee will convene for a hybrid hearing entitled Digital Assets and the Future of Finance, Understanding the Challenges and Benefits of Financial Innovation in the United States. One other thing that came up here at the end of the day for me, Ethereum co-founder Anthony Diorio, this was a while back. This was back in July. He was cutting major ties with cryptocurrency. He said concerns about his personal security figured partly into his decision to work on philanthropic initiatives full time. This happened right about the time we all started digging into all this Ethereum stuff, and I always thought it was kind of interesting timing. Well, here he is. All of a sudden, he's popped back up today. And now he, like a lot of these Ethereum co-founders and people that were involved in Ethereum and the free pass and everything, all of a sudden, he's interested in competition in cryptocurrency. Listen to this.
I'm a very staunch supporter of the ecosystem as a whole, and I'm not this versus that, or I'm all for this and not for that. It's whatever provides value to people and solves people's problems. And competition is amazing, and competition makes projects get better. And the better products that are out there, the better they're serving people's problems and serving people. And I'm all for that.
All right, I'm glad that these guys.
Very staunch.
Hey, I'm glad that these guys who, for the last 2 or 3 years, apparently accepted their Ethereum free pass, and we're happy for that to be the regulation, the regulatory clarity. Remember, Joseph Lubin's been telling us he's the only guy on the planet that I've heard say that. Oh, he thinks there's great clarity in the United States. He's the only guy I know of. Well, these guys were all on Team Ethereum, and so I haven't heard much about wanting regulation or level playing field or having competition for the last 2 or 3 years since Ethereum got its free pass. But I'm glad to have them on board now. I'm glad that they're concerned about it now. Now, before I leave, I want to show everybody something that is awesome. This is a game changer. iTrustCapital has now added ACH funding so that you can literally go on and fund. You can link your bank account. That is huge because we've literally been having to send in checks or wire money. That is a big freaking deal, folks. Exciting. This is my favorite way to invest in crypto. And so now that I'm going to go in and set this up myself so that I can start doing this, I'm very excited about this. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, Tell your friends and family that iTrustCapital rocks. It's iTrustCapital.com, one of my sponsors. Thanks for listening.